My Aunt Lena, she was one of the very first trained CPTers, and she was in Haiti. And these are the days before internet and email was widely used, and she sent handwritten letters back home, and I was reading those letters. And one day, on my spiritual journey, my Christian faith, there was an invitation to go and join CPT in Haiti with her. And I really felt a calling. I felt those words calling me. So I went to Haiti. 2 times I was there. And then I went to Palestine, and then to Chiapas, Mexico, to Escanobadich, a burnt church in New Brunswick. And several times, Palestine, Chiapas, and then eventually in May of 2001 is when I first came to Colombia. I'm Pierre Shantz. I was born and raised on Turtle Island, otherwise known as Canada. I've been with CPT now for just over 25 years, and I now live in Colombia. I have the good fortune of sharing my life with Marixa Gutierrez, and we have 2 daughters, Vanya and Isabel Sofia. And I continue to be here full-time with the CPT Colombia program. CPT is my Jesuit community, kind of being my community of faith, and where there's a sense of taking care of each other, holding each other accountable to what we believe in and what we want to do this work. Because yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy challenging violence. It's not easy facing situations of violence and oppression on a daily basis. And when you're doing this collectively with other people, there are moments where you need to be uplifted and carried, and there are moments when you're the one who's being part of the group that carries and uplifts others. Community peacemaker teams, in Spanish, is Equipos y Comunidades de Acción por la Paz. So that literally translates into English, teams and communities in action for peace. And for me, that represents what we are here in Colombia and wherever we are, where we are the CPT teams, but also in connection with the communities and the organizations that we partner with in struggling for peace. It's not just CPT struggling for peace. It's a global community doing this work to challenge oppression and violence. I'll admit, when I first joined CPT, I kind of saw myself as the outsider, going in kind of with a little bit of a superhero savior complex, thinking I'm going to save those who are suffering violence. I learned from the people who I met in the different places that the struggle is partnering together. It's seeing each other as equal partners and joining hands, walking side by side. Not me going to save them, but me going to join them in their struggle and recognize that it's also my struggle. Many of the stories that are remembered or sought after are the stories when CPTers stand in front of the tanks or intervene with an armed group. Those are the flashy stories, and they're the stories that often get in the news or that people want to hear about. But actually, one of my favorite moments here in Colombia was I was in the community of El Guayabo, And we had gone around to the different farms that the community is being, there's a threat of eviction from, and we had documented and listened to many stories. And so the day was coming to an end, and one of the leaders needed to take a couple goats out to his farm. He had them in his house in town, and he had to take them out to his farm. And well, I said to him, "Hey, Eric, can I help you?" He says, "Oh, seriously, can you do that?" I said, "Yeah, well, I don't know if I can, but I'll give it a try." And he said, "Well, sit on the back of the motorcycle and here." And he lifted the goat onto my legs, and I had to hold its four legs together like this so it wouldn't move, and we took off to the farm. And as we were going, he said to me, he says, "That's what I really like about you guys from CPT, is that, you know, you come out to do the work of challenging the violence and the armed groups out here, but then, you know, you'll do really simple things like this of jumping on a bike and help me carry my goat. You're just very down to earth, and you're here with us." And so it was just interesting that a simple act of carrying a goat, just being part of his community, just not saying, "Oh, I'm here CPT and I'm just here to do my job." It was saying, "I'll get on a motorcycle and carry a goat with you. I'll be part of your daily life chores. I'll be part of your community." Really touched him, and thus really touched me.